It was supposed to be a peaceful trip. Just me, my car, and the empty road cutting through the countryside. I had been driving for hours, trying to leave behind everything that tied me to my old life. A fresh start, that was all I wanted. The road seemed endless, a dark line winding through a dense forest. The radio had stopped working, my GPS showed a fixed point on the screen, and my phone? No signal. No signs, no intersections, no other living soul in sight. As the night deepened, a thick fog began to rise, creeping across the asphalt like skeletal fingers trying to grab me. My heart pounded. A strange unease settled in my chest. Something was wrong. Very wrong. And then I saw it. The house. It appeared out of nowhere. An old, lonely house, standing at the edge of the dark forest. Its tall windows glowed with a yellowish light, a disturbing invitation in the middle of the darkness. The wood looked worn, battered by time, and the porch creaked in the wind, as if whispering ancient secrets. I should have kept driving. But something in me, something made me stop. I hesitantly stepped out of the car. The air felt different, heavier. The forest seemed to hold its breath. I approached slowly, trying to peek through the windows. The glass was dirty, but I could see an old chandelier swing slightly, as if someone had just walked by. My heart pounded inside my chest as I touched the doorknob. It was unlocked. The door creaked as it slowly swung open. I stepped inside, and the world went silent. The air smelled of mold and old wood. The living room looked untouched for decades. Furniture covered with white sheets, an unlit fireplace with old ashes, and a wall clock stopped at 2:37 a.m. Then I saw the photos, and my skin crawled. They covered the walls, dozens, maybe hundreds of portraits. People of all ages in black and white with neutral expressions. But something about them made my throat dry. The eyes. Every pair of eyes had been scratched out, as if someone had clawed them with sharp nails. My breathing grew heavy. I could feel something in the air, something unseen watching me. Suddenly, a cold gust of wind swept through the room, and one of the photos fell to the floor, right at my feet. I should have run. But instead, I bent down and picked up the fallen photo. My fingers trembled as I turned it over. It was me, my own picture, printed in black and white, with the eyes scratched out like all the others. My vision blurred. My mind screamed that this was impossible. And then the basement door opened. A long, agonizing creak cut through the silence. A deep darkness stretched down the stairs into the basement. A rotten smell, something decaying for years, invaded my nostrils. Then I heard it. You came back. The voice was low, distorted, whispered like a lament coming from the very ground of the house. My muscles froze, and then something emerged from the darkness. I was running. My breath was ragged, my legs burned, but I didn't dare stop. The forest was endless, its twisted branches clawing at the sky. The dirt road beneath my feet felt unreal, shifting like a mirage. Then suddenly I saw my car, parked exactly where I had left it. The world was silent, except for my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. I reached for the door, my fingers trembling as I yanked it open and threw myself inside. The keys were still in the ignition. Without hesitation, I turned them. The engine roared to life. The headlights illuminated the empty road ahead. I pressed the pedal down, speeding away, leaving the house, the forest, everything behind. It was only when the sun began to rise that I finally allowed myself to breathe. The nightmare was over. Or so I thought, because when I glanced at the passenger seat, there it was, the photo. The same one I had seen inside the house, but now in the background, standing on the misty road behind my car, was her, the shadowy figure. But this time she was closer, and her face was mine.